My mother-in-law handed me divorce papers like a gift. 7 years later, I exposed her darkest lie at her luxury birthday party. I came back to the city after 7 years. The moment my car crossed the old bridge, my chest felt tight. The skyline rose in front of me like a memory I never asked to remember. Tall buildings, bright lights, the same city that once felt like home, and then pushed me out without mercy. 7 years ago, I left with a single suitcase and a broken heart. Tonight, I returned in a black suit, invited to a party meant to celebrate the woman who ruined my life. I stood across the street from the luxury hotel, staring up at it. Glass walls reflected the golden lights inside. Expensive cars lined the entrance. Laughter floated through the air, light and careless. This place was not for people like the man I used to be. I looked down at the invitation in my hand. Mrs. Eleanor Whitmore's 60th birthday celebration. The letters were elegant, cold, perfect, just like her. Eleanor Whitmore, my former mother-in-law. Once, she hugged me and called me son. Once, she praised my work, my manners, my love for her daughter. Then, one afternoon, she invited me for tea. I still remembered that day clearly. She placed a white envelope on the table between us. Her smile was calm, almost kind. "Sign these," she said. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. Divorce papers. No warning. No reason. Just her eyes, sharp and unkind. "You are not good enough for my daughter," she said, like she was talking about bad weather. Emma wasn't there. She never was when it mattered most. I signed those papers that same night. Not because I wanted to, but because I was tired of begging. The next morning, I left the city. And Emma never came after me. Now, 7 years later, I was back. I took a deep breath and walked inside. The hotel lobby smelled like expensive perfume and polished marble. Crystal lights hung from the ceiling. Every sound echoed softly, heels clicking, glasses clinking, quiet laughter everywhere. I felt invisible and exposed at the same time. Then I saw her. Emma stood near the tall glass windows, looking out at the city. The lights outside painted her face in soft gold. She wore a deep blue dress that hugged her gently. Her hair was shorter now, resting on her shoulders. She looked different, older, quieter, like someone who had carried pain for a long time. My heart stopped. For a second, I forgot how to breathe. 7 years disappeared in one glance. She turned, as if she felt my eyes on her. Our eyes met. The world went silent. Her face drained of color. Her lips parted slightly. Shock. Fear. Something deeper I couldn't name. She looked like she had seen a ghost. I didn't move. Neither did she. So many words lived inside me. Questions. Anger. Love that never truly died. She took one small step forward. "You're here," she said softly. Her voice still sounded the same. "So are you," I replied, my voice calm but empty. We stood there, surrounded by music and people, yet completely alone. I noticed the fine lines near her eyes, the sadness she tried to hide. And suddenly, I knew. I had never truly left her heart. But something had changed. Something heavy sat between us, unspoken and dangerous. And as I watched her carefully, one quiet thought crept into my mind. This night was not just a reunion. It was the beginning of the truth. We stood there for a long moment, just looking at each other. The music played softly behind us, but it felt far away. People laughed, glasses touched, but none of it reached me. All I could hear was my own heartbeat, and the quiet sound of Emma breathing. "You came," she said again, as if saying it twice would make it easier to believe. I gave a small nod. I didn't think I would. Her eyes searched my face, like she was trying to find the man she once knew. "I thought you were gone for good." "So did I said. An awkward silence followed, the kind that grows when too many things are left unsaid. Emma looked away first. Her fingers played with the edge of her dress. "I didn't know you'd be invited," she whispered. "I didn't know I'd accept," I replied honestly. She let out a short breath that sounded like relief mixed with fear. "Why now?" she asked. I wanted to laugh. Or scream. Why now, after 7 years of silence? Why in a room full of strangers and lies? "I heard your mother wanted everyone important here," I said. Old connections. People from the past. Her shoulders stiffened when I mentioned Eleanor. She likes control, Emma said quietly. Yes, I replied. She always did. We moved toward the balcony, away from the crowd. The night air was cool and sharp, brushing against my face. The city lights below flickered like restless thoughts. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then the words escaped me. I waited for you. Emma froze. After the divorce, I continued, my voice low, steady. I waited. One call. One message. Something. Her eyes filled instantly. I thought you hated me, she whispered. I never did. She covered her mouth with her hand, trying to hold back tears. I wanted to call you every day, she said. Every single day. Then why didn't you? I asked, though my heart already knew the answer wasn't simple. She shook her head, looking down. Because everything I believed was breaking. A memory hit me. Emma standing in our old kitchen, her back turned, silent. Me packing my bag. Her not stopping me. You didn't fight for us, I said, the pain still sharp. You didn't even ask me to stay. Her shoulders trembled. I was scared, she whispered. And confused. I watched her closely then. Her eyes avoided mine. Her words felt careful. Measured. Like she was holding something back. As she shifted her weight, I noticed it. Her hand moved to her stomach. Just for a moment. Soft. Protective. My heart skipped. She noticed my stare and quickly dropped her hand. Emma, I said gently, what aren't you telling me? She shook her head too fast. Nothing. But her voice cracked. I stepped closer. You don't lie well. You never did. Tears rolled down her cheeks now. I can't, she whispered. Not here. Before I could ask more, the music suddenly stopped. The lights dimmed slightly. A microphone tapped against the speaker. Emma flinched. We turned toward the stage. Eleanor Whitmore stood there, smiling brightly, dressed in white like a queen in her own kingdom. Everyone, she said warmly, thank you for coming to celebrate my birthday. Applause filled the room. Emma took a step back from me, her body tense. Her hand moved to her stomach again. And in that moment, everything became clear. The fear in her eyes. The silence 7 years ago. The lies that felt heavier than truth. This night was not about a birthday. It was about something Eleanor had tried to bury. And I was standing right in the middle of it. Eleanor Whitmore stood tall on the stage, smiling as if the whole world belonged to her. The white dress she wore shimmered under the lights. Diamonds sparkled around her neck. Applause filled the hall, loud and proud. People admired her, respected her, feared her. She lifted her hand, and the room slowly grew quiet. My life, she began, her voice smooth and confident, has always been about protecting my family. Emma's body stiffened beside me. Especially my daughter, Eleanor continued. Every choice I made was for her future. Her eyes moved across the crowd. Then they landed on me. For just 1 second, her smile cracked. I stepped forward before fear could stop me. Happy birthday, Eleanor, I said clearly. A wave of whispers rushed through the room. Emma grabbed my arm. Please, she whispered. Don't. But 7 years of silence had already spoken enough. I should thank you, I went on calmly. Those divorce papers you gave me changed my life. Eleanor's eyes hardened. You have no right to speak here, she snapped. But I do, I replied. Because tonight is about truth. I reached into my jacket and pulled out a thin envelope. Eleanor laughed nervously. Another drama? You always loved attention. I didn't look at her. I turned to Emma and held out the microphone. Her hand shook as she took it. The room watched closely now. 7 years ago, Emma said softly, my mother lied to me. Gasps spread through the crowd. She told me my husband cheated, that he planned to leave me. I felt the words at my chest like a slow, deep wound. Emma swallowed hard. She forced the divorce, Emma continued. She said he didn't want me anymore, that he was ashamed of me. Eleanor shook her head, her voice sharp. Stop this nonsense. But Emma didn't stop. She threatened to cut me off, Emma said, tears falling freely. She said I would lose everything if I didn't obey. The room was silent now. I stepped closer to Emma, my heart pounding. There was something else, Emma whispered, her hand resting on her stomach again. Something she hid from both of us. She looked at me. He never knew, Emma said, her voice breaking, that he was going to be a father. The words crashed over me. A son. My knees felt weak. My vision blurred. 7 years. 7 years stolen. Murmurs filled the hall. Faces turned toward Eleanor in shock. I raised him alone, Emma said, because my mother said his father didn't deserve to know. Eleanor screamed, "You're ungrateful." But no one listened anymore. I took the microphone gently from Emma. "The company paying for this party," I said slowly, "the same company Eleanor brags about." I paused. "Belongs to me now." Shock rippled through the room. "I bought it last year," I continued. Quietly. Legally. Eleanor's face drained of color. She staggered back and collapsed into a chair. "You see," I said, looking straight at her, "this party isn't a celebration. It's the end of your control." Security stepped closer. Guests avoided her eyes. I turned to Emma, tears in my own eyes now. "We lost years," I said softly, "but not everything." She nodded, crying openly. "Some people take love. Others take time. But the cruelest take truth. And tonight, the truth finally came home."